My first reaction was mostly a relief because I had known for a while that something not right was going on in my body, and I had already been diagnosed with pneumonia, but the antibiotics hadn't done anything for my breathing. So it was mostly just a relief to finally be able to move forward and diagnose the problem. Honestly, I didn't really have many fears. I knew that God would take care of me no matter what happened throughout this. I think my biggest fear was having to call my girlfriend and share the news with her. I think chemotherapy was the only really viable option at that point, since I had a very aggressive form of lymphoma. So if they didn't act on it very aggressively and very soon, it's doubtful that I would have been able to breathe for much longer. So chemotherapy seemed to be the best option. Well, since the tumor was restricting my trachea, it was wrapped completely around the trachea and it was squeezing it off. It was very difficult for me to breathe and even just to swallow food. So it was quite obvious that there was something wrong. When I started out, it wasn't that bad. It was definitely an interesting sensation to have all the chemo intravenously put into my body. And as I progressed through the stages, specifically in the first half of my treatment, I felt quite sick. There was a lot of vomiting, and it just wiped me right out. I lost my appetite, and I lost about 50 pounds. I also lost most of my hair on my body throughout the first 2 to 3 weeks of the procedure. It was definitely a different sort of experience. But after going through the first half of my chemotherapy, I sort of learned how to deal with it a little bit better, and I also started taking some supplements that really helped me, just to keep my food down and to build a little bit of the weight back during the second half of my treatments. As soon as I got home, I started to feel better. It took me a fair amount of time to start gaining my strength back, but pretty well all I did was eat when I got home. I put on 50 pounds in somewhere around 50 days after I got back out. So I was back up to my normal weight in not too long. And my energy was fully back, I would say, in about 3 months after I was out of the hospital. And I was back to my job by then. And now everything is back to normal again. I think I'm even stronger than before. First and foremost, the thing that got me through was my faith in God. Just knowing that my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was looking out for me through the whole ordeal, and that no matter how things went, I knew that they were going to be for my benefit, for my good. So I was really not worried at all through the whole thing. Pretty well every day throughout all of my stays in the hospital, my mom came to visit me. She brought me food, brought me drinks that I could drink. It really helped me to put on a little bit of weight whenever I could, rather than eating the hospital food. I also had lots of phone calls, emails, texts, messages from people from my church, from my family, wondering how I was, trying to support. Everybody helped out my family as well, just to make it easier on them. It was just great to see how much help I had from so many different